I don't wish to be back there, but I think about it fondly with gratitude and appreciation because everything else that happened in my career was a result of that prospecting time. I'm John Mikesh. I'm accompanied by AJ Maida. So the second top trait that I want to highlight, and you'll see that these kind of go in a sequential order, if you will. Number one, follow your daily schedule, but number two is lead generation daily. When it comes to lead generation, a critical aspect of any realtor's business plan. What do you say to that, AJ? What's that look like and mean to you?
Yeah, it's crucial. If you don't lead generate daily as consistent as possible, you're probably going to fail as an agent. And we know I think it's like 90% of all new agents fail in the first 3 years. And it's not because real estate's so hard. It's really not. It's because they don't have good habits and really good habits around income producing activities, with lead generation being the most or the highest paid income producing activity that you can do as a real estate agent. So I think it's essential, and we live and die by that mindset. I remember my first real estate coach, and now I kind of cringe at the mindset because it gives me a little bit of anxiety to like think about living that way for 30 years, or that there are agents still living by this philosophy 20 years into their career. But it was start every day at zero. I think that mindset serves you for a time, but I think there's also got to be a time where you're like, man, I put in the work and now I have the freedom to not start every day at zero. Like, I am thankful today that if I never worked again, I could still live my current lifestyle forever. Like, that is a good feeling. Like, I start at 100% every day. So if you're newer or you're trying to get your sales to a new level, that's a great mindset to have. So if you're starting every day at zero, you're embracing that lifestyle like I did for a few years. It's If you don't lead generate that day, you haven't really done anything to move the needle in your business, to move the ball forward. So when you start every day at zero, you're going to lead generate for 2 to 4 hours, because you literally have zero clients when you have that mindset. Sure, you might have 10 listings, might have 4 under contract, 3 more buyers under contract. So you got deals in the pipeline. But when you're like, it's zero, I'm at zero today, unless I get a new listing appointment, a new buyer appointment. It's a great mindset to have when your back's against the wall. But man, 30 years in, that's for me, not the way I would choose to live. However, there's some top real estate coaches that still preach that day in, day out. But I'm like, let's get you to the thrive phase. Let's get you to financial independence, so you don't have to be on that hamster wheel. So
Yeah, I think it makes me think like the difference between being busy and being effective. A lot of agents are busy prospecting, but it's like really, um, I think there's enough proven models out there where if you'll truly treat it like a profession and you'll dedicate yourself to the minimum required time necessary, I think there's a 5-year journey that we all have to go through if we're going to have a successful real estate career. And I don't think it has to be much longer than that unless you're just really bad at it. And that's okay too, because we're all bad before we're good. But I think some people have some natural abilities and they might get there a little bit quicker. But it's basically 5 years of pain, but in a lifetime of reward. So like I think back to those days early on when I was time blocking and prospecting. I don't wish to be back there, but I think about it fondly with gratitude and appreciation because everything else that happened in my career was a result of that prospecting time. So, one of the things that you can do is, figure out what your goals are. For me, it was always like get around people who've done what I've done, make sure that my plan syncs up with their knowledge. Like, do they think this is realistic? And then reverse engineer it. So if I want to make, $250,000 in real estate, how many transactions is that in my market? Based on the lead sources I'm going after, what's a acceptable or realistic conversion rate? And then that's going to dictate how many hours of prospecting I need to do to get from where I am to that goal. And that'll make it really easy. I think, I always tell agents, like, if you'll give me a little bit of dedicated time, I can turn that into something very amazing. And it's usually a lot less than what you might have been working at a job before. I find that for 99% of the agents and their goals, 10 hours or less of dedicated prospecting time is all they'll need to do to hit their goals, and way more in most cases. And it's like, man, if you can't give me 10 hours a week of dedication right now, what are you doing? Because, like, messing with your website online isn't really going to get you there.